Hello, this is Mike from Dimensional Walking, and today I'm gonna pose a question out there, and the question is going to be: were the following items from alien origins or just smart humans? Okay, so I'm going to give you I think it's about 10 of them, and let me know if you think it's smart humans. In my case, is what I'm saying, smart humans, not me. I'm not saying I'm smart. I'm just saying if humans did it, or if it's from alien origin. Okay, so let's get started. So, throughout history, humanity has experienced these sudden bursts of innovation, periods where technology progresses, which seems to be radically fast, kind of leaps and bounds type things. Some theorists argue that these leaps may be a result of contact with extraterrestrial or even cryptoterrestrials, um, in some shape, or manner. From ancient myths of these sky guards to the modern claims of reverse engineer UFOs, the ideas persist. We may not be alone in our innovation. Okay, so let's start with them. First one is fiber optics. Okay, the claim is, of course, that uh, this was a reverse engineer from a down UFO. And one of the people that are telling us is a former defense insider. Of course, he's very controversial. Okay, his name is Bob Lazar or Robert Lazar. Uh, and he has claimed that the fiber optics were among materials recovered from alien ships at the sites at Area 51, and then they were rapidly developed in the 1970s, and they of course are this uh, light speed data transmission through glass, which would basically replace the copper wiring. So the concept of transmitting light through flexible strands was barely explored before the suddenly becoming very viable. So there wasn't much talk about it, and then suddenly it went from talk to being viable and actually using it. And I think that's the main thing, the main reason why we're thinking fiber optics probably did come from some alien source. Okay. Um, Anyways, so the next thing is called integrated circuits. And of course, we all know integrated circuits as microchips. Okay, so this claim was derived from a guy named Philip Corso, and he wrote the controversial book The Day After Roswell, which claimed that microchip technology was seeded into private industry after Roswell, after 1947. So the invention of the microchip happened in the late 50s. And of course, that changed everything for everybody in the world, basically. Uh, Yet some argue that its complexity seems to outpace the era's fundamental knowledge. Okay, so I guess again, we're talking about here's something that is very revolutionary, very amazing, uh, just changed our world forever. And it was a very short time before the initial thought process and actually using it. And I think that's the important thing. Next thing is Kevlar and advanced materials. So there's this uh, thought that these were inspired alien alloys. Um, so reports from military labs describe memory metals and ultralight, ultra strong materials discovered from UFO debris. Of course, one of these debris piles basically was at Roswell. These material allegedly influenced the development of Kevlar and other composites. So there is a little bit of a supporting fact here. And the supporting fact is in 2023, Harvard researchers analyzed interstellar meteor fragments and found exotic alloys not native to Earth in those different meteor fragments. Okay, so I guess what we're saying is it's telling us that there is some exotic things that are still out there in space that, yes, aliens could have grabbed onto those, used those, and brought those here uh, for for in their ships, etc. And then when their ships crash, then we find them. Okay, so I guess that's possible. Next thing is night vision and infrared imaging. The claim here again is reverse engineered from alien surveillance technology. Some whistleblowers suggest that alien craft use multi-spectrum imaging far beyond human capabilities. Night vision tech, which emerged rapidly during the Cold War, may have been inspired by recovered systems. Uh, the sudden military adaptation and refinement of infrared optics in the late 50s and 60s was, again, very unusually quick. Okay, very unusually quick. So I think that's where this thought is that again and again you'll hear this, that it just seems like it's this kind of leap, a sudden leap, goes from like we find something, we really engineer it, and then we're using it, and it's just a matter of years, which normally this would have taken 50 years, 75 years, 100 years, who knows. Next, lasers. Inspired by alien energy weapons or communication systems. So the invention of the laser in 1960 followed decades of theoretical groundwork. But some CSETI researchers note that lasers are ideal for interstellar communications, a technology aliens might use. Lasers are frequently reported in UFO sightings, often associated with scanning and propulsion. Okay, next is anti-gravity propulsion. Studied from UFO flight behavior. Okay, so when we're looking at these UFOs, how they act, we're kind of looking at this anti-gravity stuff. Okay, so UFOs often display this non-Newtonian flight patterns: sudden stops, right angle turns, hovering without propulsion, defense programs such as the one called it's called a TB3B. Oh, I'm sorry, TR3B are rumored to use anti-gravity tech derived from alien craft. Okay, so that's kind of a rumor. So that's, remember this one, TB-3B. It may come up here in the next few years of being something pretty amazing. So there's a little bit of a supporting fact here. The Pentagon recently, when they've been talking about these UAPs, have acknowledged craft exhibiting what they call the transmedium capabilities, which is moving seamlessly between water, air, and space. Okay, transmedium capabilities. Okay, so next is holographs and 3D projection, inspired by alien communication methods. So people that have been abducted have reported often describing the beings projecting images or in environments that seem real but are not physically present. The holographic technology emerged in the 1960s and advanced very rapidly. And of course, there was a lot of, in the 50s and 60s, there was a lot of alien abduction reports during that time frame. So there was an opportunity that some of this technology could have passed by, or at least people would have an idea, brought back and said, hey, listen, I saw this. This is what I saw. And then a scientist picks up on it, and then all of a sudden, hey, we got a new technology. Next, AI and neural interfaces. So this was modeled after human alien telepathic interfaces or interactions. So many contactees report telepathic communications with non-human entities. Some of these theorists suggest that this has inspired research into brain computer interfaces and artificial intelligence. So there is a little bit of a supporting fact here. It's DARPA has funded neural interface projects since the early 2000s, aiming to decode thoughts into machine readable signals. Okay, DARPA has always been involved as a government agency that was involved basically with these kind of weird out theories and interactions. Many of them seem to be related to alien type interactions. Not all of them, but many of them are. Okay. Next is an interesting one. It's element 115. Now, this one again is a Bob Lazar uh, claim that it was recovered from element 115 was recovered and used by aliens. It's the whole center of the anti-gravity type that aliens use, the technology that aliens use, and it's a big necessity to have it. Um, Anyways, one of the problems is to keep it stable on Earth. It's very unstable here on Earth. The theory is that it has to be created off Earth, maybe in some type of a mothership somewheres, and used for the anti-gravity. Lazar claims that this element predated the element's official discovery, adding intrigue to the potential exotic properties. So, anyways, so this element is something pretty strange, and he seems to think he knows a lot about it. Number 10 is wireless energy transfer. So this claim was inspired by alien power systems, and this goes around Nikola Tesla's envisioned this wireless energy, but modern efforts such as microwave power transmission and induction charging may echo some type of alien tech. UFOs are often seen as drawing energy from power lines and emitting electromagnetic pulses. This I've reported this myself in experiences that people have had close to me. So, mainstream scientists argue that these technologies are a result of human ingenuity, accelerated by wartime needs, global cooperation, global collaboration, cumulative research. They caution against attributing breakthroughs to alien sources without hard evidence. I personally think there's plenty of hard evidence, okay, out there. All we have to do is listen to people. However, one of the other things is there is this persistent whistleblower testimony, classified programs, and unexplained aerial phenomena keeps the door open for speculation. There's no doubt in my mind, and I'm sure you're going to push back. I hope you push back on some or all of these things that I presented to you, and tell me why it can't possibly be alien technology, and why the humans are so smart, which I think we're smart, but I don't think we're that smart. So, anyways, even even one of these technologies, if one of these technologies were seeded by non-human intelligence, it would suggest that we are part of a larger technological ecosystem. Our progress may have been guided or monitored, which I think is another possibility. Disclosure could radically alter science, religion, and geopolitics if a disclosure does come out. And so, in conclusion, whether myth, misdirection, or revelation, the idea of alien influenced technology invites us to re examine our history, our capabilities, and our place in the cosmos. As we push deeper into quantum computing, as we push deeper into quantum computing, space travel, AI, we may be walking past once treaded by others, hidden, watching, and perhaps waiting for the next shoe to drop. So, with that said, happy trails until we meet again. Bye bye.